Guten Morgen.
Morning! Zen Rose Garden all across the world.
Woot woot.
Yes, bedhead. Very floppy this morning.
And mine's a little flat.
It's kind of dapper.
We're kind of getting ready because we go
It's
to
kind of
Texas,
20s.
so...
Oh, here we go with the Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I have an observation about coffee cups. Sometimes they're only printed on one side, and the side is on this side of the cup, and so it faces you, and this is plain. And that's cool if you hold it in this hand, you can see the picture, but the other person can't. And then if you hold in this one, you can see the picture.
But a good coffee cup is printed on both sides.
Yes, quality. What to look for in a quality coffee cup. So you can enjoy the picture and your friend can enjoy the picture.
And bougie coffee cups
Yes.
are printed on both
yes,
sides.
so quality.
Thanks, Crystal.
Realize why I picked my hike or die this morning. It's because I got to get the hike or die this morning. I had a dream I was stranded up in Mount Charleston, which is our mountains. We had gone up there with a bus full of people, and I got stranded. They forgot me and left me, which was okay because I got stranded in a chocolate factory by myself.
Dangerous.
By myself, and then the lady was the chocolate owner, chocolatier, said, "Hey, you can stay in the cabin that overlooks the canyon all by yourself.
Also,
all the chocolate you want."
just like I said, dangerous. Also, just so you know, we do have mountains in Vegas.
There are mountains here. You got to drive a little. So dispelling the Vegas myths, you drive like 45 minutes and you're in Mount Charleston, you're in the woods, and they're skiing up there and everything.
And then we've got Red Rock, which is kind of like Sedona.
So
Vegas is actually a bowl.
We live in a bowl. So hidden chocolate desires
like a
for
coffee
me.
cup.
I have this hidden desire to be in the mountains by myself in a cabin alone with full access to a chocolate shop. Discuss. What does this mean?
I give you a topic.
That's your topic.
Chocolatiers. They're neither chocolate nor tiered. Discuss.
Oh, that's pretty good. Yes, that fits in with the coffee talk.
Okay, I'm done being verklempt.
Mike Myers would be proud.
Yes.
But yes, if any of you don't know the coffee talk show that we keep
go check it out on YouTube.
Just go on YouTube and coffee talk. It's from the early 90s, I think, and Mike Myers is like dressed up like Linda Richmond, who's this Jewish New York commentator, and it's like a little morning talk show.
So it's a Saturday Night Live skit.
Yeah,
thing.
it's an SNL skit that was ongoing for a while. It's really funny. Anyway,
Mike Myers, you rock.
Topic. Can you guess what the topic is? We're sending it.
You're gonna have a cup of coffee. It's gonna be hot. It'll burn your mouth.
Okay, that was David's best Christopher Walken, I think.
Yeah.
It was approachable.
It was okay.
Okay, that one's from SNL too. It's called Trivial Psychic. Trivial Psychic.
Christopher Walken, Trivial Psychic.
SNL. I don't know when, several years ago. But anyway, the topic is telepathy. If any of you got that, somebody telepathically picked that up.
You might be psychic.
You might be psychic. So, do we want to talk about telepathy? This was a topic. Yes. A while ago, somebody requested this. It just hasn't popped up till now.
We're here today to dispel the myths of telepathy.
Yes, it's actually a naturally occurring occurrence.
Naturally.
Occurring quite frequently.
And naturally. Yeah. And occurringly.
So we're going to kind of dispel the myths around it. It's really not as woo-gee as you think. Think about thoughts and emotions like...
Hold on.
Why was that funny?
Think about thoughts. Just a moment. Just for a moment. Well, think about thoughts.
How else are you going to think about thoughts? I'm thinking about thoughts.
Or thought about things.
Diversion. Okay. Thoughts and emotions are like radio waves, and we think them, and they kind of go out there. They leave your brain, and they're like energy, and they're just like going about willy-nilly.
But you've got your transmitter and your receiver all inside of your head and your body and your being.
Right. You're a transmitter. You're a transmitter and a receiver. And there have been, since the 60s, the 50s, the 40s, there have been people doing, parapsychologists really documenting.
Which is also where Zener cards came from.
That was in my head just now. Like, we did not discuss. I was like, I should go get the Zener.
You saw it here first.
You saw a real, live, documented
telepathy moment.
I was thinking, I should have picked the Zener cards up.
I want sushi.
I'm going to talk about that. David jumped on the whole Zener cards thought that I had in my head. Mm-hmm. So, transmitter, receiver, unintentional. That goes into intentional transmission and unintentional transmission. David and I have worked for a very long time to kind of keep this energetic channel open between us. So we just kind of pick stuff up from each other all day long. Don't know whose thought it is. Yeah.
Nilly and Willy.
That's a side topic. Being in love with a psychic.
I'm in love with a psychic.
Yeah, you kind of pick up on each other's like thoughts and things. I'm gonna get the Zener cards. So
yeah,
because we're
which
talking
also
about
means
Zener cards.
You can't hide from your.
Okay.
It's a square.
Are you going off without me? Okay.
It's not a square. It's the wavy lines.
Okay, in the movie, a lot of people have the mistaken thought that telepathy is you've got to send out like word transmissions, like you will now understand that you have to do this. Sending out words and sentences, but this is not the way telepathy works. You see it in the movies because it's the easiest way to portray it, like a sentence coming in.
Telepathy is not a ticker tape parade.
It's not like a ticker tape going ding, 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 ding. So
Parading.
when an intuitive
the chicken came.
When an intuitive or a psychic or a medium gets information, they're probably not getting like this ticker tape of words. They're getting a picture, a feeling, and emotion. And those thoughts and those pictures and things are powered by emotion and desire. So the strongest ones that are transmitted are powered by desire, emotion.
So the easiest things to transmit and receive. Pictures, thoughts, emotions, feelings, sensations.
So these are Zener cards.
Zener.
It's kind of like a practice tool for telepathy to strengthen it. It can be strengthened. It's just, this is a circle. It's a blue circle. Blue circle. Zener cards have shapes and colors, which are easy to transmit. So you can play with this and be like, what is this? And do the whole Saturday Night Live thing. And it's like just a feeling. You like practice with them. Anyway, you can improve by...
I bet you can't guess what I have in my head. And that one was from Johnny Carson, by the way.
The original Saturday Night Live Johnny Carson show. Just if there's anybody that age or even remembers. So let's talk about intentional telepathy and unintentional telepathy.
Did you mean to do that?
What?
I don't know.
Oh. Everybody has experienced unintentional telepathy. Intentional telepathy is where you're practicing and sending out pictures intentionally or receiving telepathy intentionally. David and I kind of do this practice all the time. Unintentional is when you pick up on something that wasn't spontaneously being sent to you. Remember, telepathy, emotions, thoughts are like radio waves. So you're walking through the mall.
Which nowadays are kind of going the way of the dinosaurs.
Right. You're walking through the mall or wherever, and you get this sudden craving. A group of people get this sudden craving for a cheeseburger, and you're like suddenly just craving this, like my chocolate dream. Mm-hmm. You might actually be picking up on someone else's craving for a cheeseburger, especially if it's not something that you eat. Oh, real life example. So when David and I went to go see a band, it was like a classic rock band, lots of smoke. I don't smoke at all. And we're having a drink and we're dancing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want a cigarette so bad. I've got to have a cigarette. And I was like, I'm going to borrow a cigarette from somebody. And I don't smoke at all.
Prime example of picking up on somebody else's cravings, desires, etc.
Craving and desires amplified telepathy. So I was unintentionally picking up on, and David was like, you're just picking up on somebody's craving. And I went, oh my gosh, I totally am not a smoker. So I walked outside and disconnected from it. But that's an example. Another example of what was probably intentional telepathy was my son and I. On his part. My son and I have had this food telepathy. We've had this food telepathy since he was in my tummy. So I had this feeling that I was pregnant right when at the beginning, and I had this craving. We were driving by this chili cheese dog place, and I don't eat chili cheese dogs or any kind of hot dog stuff. And I got this sudden, like, I've got to have a chili cheese.
I want it now.
And so I did. I drove over and got a chili cheese dog, and I don't eat that kind of stuff. Yeah, I was pregnant and hormones, okay? But this is the kind of stuff that he would eat.
And with that, it hasn't changed. Well, it hasn't gone away.
I could have chalked that up to pregnant cravings, but it totally has continued. He's 27 now, and it's continued. and now David's kind of in the loop, have this intense food telepathy. It's crazy.
And it's crazy. We'll go to the grocery store and we'll pick something out, and then he's like, well, I was just going to get that. Or by
and when he was like 10, 11, 12, he would be going, I want this, and he'd send out, like, Mom was at the grocery store, and I'd pick it up. And so it's just kind of funny. At the time, he was 18, I think, 16 to 18. He realized that this was like a real
thing.
connection. So one time,
he and his sister decided to play and practice with intentional sending out telepathy.
Food telepathy.
Because food telepathy was really strong. So they thought about.
They did this. They were upstairs and we were downstairs. We were in session and we had the last couple sessions. So they went up into our room and they're like, okay, focus. We want sushi. Let's project sushi.
So sushi was the topic, and it was like sushi, the word that I can't say right now. And we ended up going out to Chinese food.
Well, the thing is, they wanted us to take them out to food, which
Right.
is not something we usually would do. And they're like, let's see if we can get them to take us out to eat.
So we did.
We were getting like at the end, we both were thinking, hey, let's take the kids out. And so after the session, we were like, hey, let's go upstairs and see if the kids want to. Let's take them out to.
So we went to Chinese food.
Yeah.
So it was a telepathic compromise.
Yes,
we weren't going to take everybody out to sushi because
like, okay, that's a lot of money at the time.
Yeah.
So we were like, Asian got through and taking the kids. So with telepathy, you're also dealing with subjective information, which it goes through people's filters. So it may not always be totally clear, but it can be in the ballpark.
Right.
So there's another two other fun ways to practice telepathy with a friend. I had a friend who used to live across the world, and we'd practice it with music.
You guys are getting inside information, by the way.
Of course they are. We're in our bedhead. It's pretty inside. So we would play different songs, and we'd like, and she was a clairvoyant, actually. She just works in LA now. But anyway, we would send each other songs. We would listen to the song and try to project it out and see if we pick up on it. The same thing with colors. This is another way I practiced with a friend, was she would put a crystal on my heart and not tell me the color. And I would try to imagine the color. And it was really amazing how better we got over time at guessing what the color was. The thing to remember
is that with anything in life, force creates resistance. If you're pushing it and trying it and making it really intense, it's probably not going to come. It's probably not going to come through as easily. If you allow it, if you let things go, if you just kind of go with wherever it's going to go, then that is allowance, which creates flow.
So when you're practicing telepathy, if you're trying to send a full sentence and you're going,
that's force.
It's not going to work.
If you bring more play energy into it, you're going to get more results from it.
Right. If you're sending out, I'm going to send out this desire
and
for
we'll see
sushi, and I'm going to send out this color, and have going to come across in a playful way. But just remember, sometimes information that comes through is going to be super specific, and sometimes it's going to be subjective. Telepathy, the thought waves and those emotions go through filters, people's subjective filters.
Right.
Like are the Asian food, Chinese food.
Also, empathy, clairempathy, the ability to transmit emotion, is telepathy for emotions.
Yes.
Just so you know.
So if you're walking into a room, this goes to a lot of things we've been talking about emotional vampires and not picking up on people's emotions. That is a form of telepathy. You're feeling other people's emotions. So if you're working with, recognize that your whole entire body
is an instrument
for reception. It's your whole psychic instrument. And just remember, it's natural. So your whole body has the ability, all of your senses can work together
to pick up information from your environment. Which also goes into the animal instincts, our animal instincts, and the ability to communicate with animals, which is just telepathy or empathy with animals.
Animal communication is a whole thing on its own, but it's easy to transmit things to animals. Just transmit pictures to animals.
Emotions.
Pictures and
emotions work very well for animals. And also keep in mind that your instincts, your impulses are pretty much what's picked up before the animal communicates back to you with words. Because animals
aren't going to communicate with words. They communicate with
they're going to tell you a full sentence.
Pictures.
Ticker tape.
I'll give you an animal telepathy example. So we have 3 turtles that are drama queens. They're all 3
divas.
Yeah.
You think we're divas?
They're total divas, but they're not my turtles. They're our daughter's turtles. And so when she was like younger and more of like a teenager that was running around, and remember the turtles were in her room. I didn't ever see the turtles, but whenever she would forget to feed them because she was running around, she'd forget to feed them for a day or two, and I would have these dreams.
Oh my God, my shell is falling off.
I would see the turtles and their shells were coming off, and they were melting. It was really horrible. And I would say, I think your turtles are hungry. Have you fed them today? And she's like, oh, I totally forgot. I was like, you need to feed them every
turtle.
So she'd be like, oh my gosh, you're right. I totally forgot to feed them because ... So
that went into like the end of the world.
Yeah, we're dying.
Kind of transmissions.
So how that shifted was that one day she got the turtle dream when she forgot to feed them. And she's like, oh my gosh, I will never forget to feed them again.
And it was at that time that we realized that they were drama queens with everybody.
Well, they were hungry though, but
they were hungry queens.
But they were like intense. So
like
now when they're hungry,
camping.
I don't get the turtle
Intense.
dreams. She gets the dream about the turtles. Savannah.
She's not here.
Anyway, that's an example of how animals communicate. They will send a picture, not, hey, would you tell Savannah that I'm hungry and she needs to feed me? They will send a picture. They sent a picture powered by emotion. We're hungry. She didn't feed us. And our shells are falling off.
My shell's falling off. I'm melting. I'm a turtle.
David has a crystal dunce cap on. Don't drop that. That's a crackled quartz.
Yeah, I don't want it to crackle.
This is super simple. Clear quartz, simple, amplifies energy. So if you're working with telepathy, if you want to amplify it, So clear quartz, there he goes again. Clear quartz amplifies energy. So whatever your intention is with clear quartz, it will amplify it. Simple.
So that's it for today.
We are out for a pretty busy day today.
Ouch. Peace.
Yes. So
that was words back.
Don't forget about the giveaway. Check Instagram, Facebook for details on the giveaway. First prize is a full hour session with us. Second prize is some other stuff. And there will be crystals. So get on. Have a wonderful, beautiful, amazing day.
Make it your
Most amazing.
Make it your telepathy.